Hey everyone, Brenton Haynes here, and welcome back to the Investor Preview. Today we're talking about expenses and, more importantly, reducing those expenses. So with all of us still on home quarantine, I thought it'd be a great idea to see what we can do to help preserve some of our cash flow. Today is March 30th, so we're going to find out shortly which tenants can and cannot pay their rent. So let's focus on what we can control, our expenses. So about 15 years ago, I helped co-write an expense reduction checklist. Now this is primarily for larger scale apartment buildings, but it still applies to all sorts of properties. You know, hopefully this will help stimulate some ideas and put a little checklist in front of you that you can go down and see what you can do to reduce that expenses and help increase that cash flow. So as I always say as an investor, let's look for the opportunity. So let's start looking at our bank statements and let's see what we can find as opportunity. Let's look at our expenses and see what we can find as far as opportunity to reduce things and get things better under control. Things have been working really well lately on a lot of our properties, and so they kind of run a little fat, we get a little lazy, and we enjoy that nice cash flow. But let's dive in, let's take a look. I'm going to have a checklist available on a link download in the description, so look for it. I'm not going to go through line by line item, but let's talk about a couple things, okay? First, it's broken down into 4 categories. It's admin, so these are for larger buildings, so any maintenance crews, any corporate offices, things like that. We have maintenance, repairs and supplies, taxes and insurance, and utilities. So let's start by looking at our bank statements. Let's see if there's any reoccurring charges that we just no longer need anymore, that we're not going. It could be gym memberships, subscriptions to like Netflix if we're now switched over to Disney Plus. It could be some of the apps that we're using on our phones and our computers that have a monthly expenditure to them that we're no longer using. Maybe we cut some of those loose right now and just tighten the belt a little bit. Some of the other things that we can cut some corners on is our maintenance. Okay, so now I'm a pretty handy guy. I don't mind diving in, and YouTube is a great resource for that. So if you're not afraid to dive in, go ahead. Just dive into YouTube. They have great tutorials on exactly step by step. These guys will show you what to do, from maintaining water heaters to your HVAC to anything out there. Okay, so take a look for it. Another great way is some of you guys that are in these apartment buildings that are master meter water and haven't done so already, take advantage of these low flow toilets. If you're going in and rehabbing units, make sure they're set up to conserve water. That'll reduce your water bill greatly. So low flow shower heads, make sure we're looking for leaks or running toilets, even doing inspections when we go in and just look at these apartments. Do we have toilets that are running all the time? You know, we can recapture some of that money there. So, and then in the common areas, if you haven't done so, LED lighting is amazing, can really reduce some of your common area electric. Okay, so let's look into that. And while you're doing that, put them either on timers or photo cells. So dive into that. I've put together an expense reduction checklist little article. Like I said, I wrote it about 15 years ago with my brothers and some other guys at the office I was working with at the time. So dive in that. If you have any comments or anything I missed on that list or something that's updated, put some comments down below. Let's all work together to see what we can do to increase some of our cash flow, get a little bit stabilized in these uncertain times, and band together as investors, as apartment owners, as single family owners that are rentals, and let's move forward and let's see what's going on. So hope you guys are having a great day. Hang in there in the quarantine, stay positive, and always look for that opportunity, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.